Every so often, a new model airplane brand comes to market that revolutionizes the industry. Think of Gemini Jets in the late 90s, that really popularized 400 scale in the early days. Then in 2018, we got NG Models, who set a new benchmark on how detailed and accurate a model airplane can be, and now I believe we have once again a brand that will go into the model airplane history books. This brand is called 3D Design Deck. The brand was formed in 2023 and mainly produces smaller models like regional airplanes as well as some fighter jets and other military aircraft. What really sets them apart from other brands is the way they make their models. Unlike other brands in 400 and 200 scale, they aren't made from metal but are instead 3D printed with resin, and deliveries are then put on the model using UV printing. This manufacturing process is much more cost efficient and also allows for faster development of a new model. Especially for small aircraft types, this allows for much cheaper prices and I would argue also better detailing on the model. So, let's look at some of the models 3D Design Deck are making. The models all come in a rather unique packaging. Unlike most models, 3D Design Deck doesn't ship their models in a typical cardboard box we know from Gemini Jets or NG Models. Their models come in a white cardboard box, which is usually very small and is surrounded by a sleeve with the box art on it. Every model has a unique box design featuring the product number you got. For example, with this US Airways Beechcraft, I got model number 5 out of 120 produced. Now let's unbox one of the 3 models I have in order to take a closer look at how their models are packaged. Underneath the outer sleeve, we get another cardboard box which easily opens up. Inside we find some very nice protective styrofoam containing the actual model airplane. I love their unique packaging, especially the premium protective material and the fact we see which model number we get. Now let's take a look at some of their models in closer detail. Currently I have 3 of 3D Design Deck's models. A Bombardier Global 5000 from NetJets, a US Airways Express Beechcraft 1900D, and a Swiss Air Force FA-18C Hornet. All of my models are in 400 scale. The first model we'll look at is the NetJet Bombardier Global 5000. Usually we don't get any small scale business jets like these, which is a shame since they are quite common on a lot of airports. This model looks very good. It is overall very accurate and even features tiny aerials that give the model that little extra detail. If there is anything that should be improved on, it's probably the printing. From further away it looks very good, but when you move closer you can definitely see that it isn't quite as crisp as on other traditional diecast models. All in all, it's still an awesome model that I'm sure many people with a model airport will appreciate. The Beechcraft is even smaller but doesn't lack in detail neither. We get some amazing features like spinning propellers, aerials and a good amount of printing on this model. What's crazy about this model is that it comes in a flaps down variant, which is just insane. We just got the first flaps down narrow bodies in 400 scale last year, and now we even have it on one of the smallest models ever made. Once again, the model is very impressive for its size and doesn't look out of place at all when put next to traditional diecast models. The last model we'll look at today is the smallest of them all and also the smallest in my collection. It's of course the Swiss Air Force FA-18. As you might have guessed, I'm from Switzerland. I served in the Swiss Air Force during my mandatory military duty, so I got to see the FA-18s from close up, giving this model a special meaning to me. This model looks very good, and it is so cool to see that we were finally getting fighter jets in 400 scale. This would never have been possible without 3D printing, and 3D Design Deck really smashed it out of the park with this model. With a length of only 4 centimeters or 1.6 inches, this model is incredibly tiny, yet it features some crazy detail. I would have never dreamed of seeing an aerial on a model this small, but here we are. The printed panel lines on the model add to the realism and make it stand out even more. If I had to criticize one thing of this model, it would have to be the undercarriage. The main landing gear is way too close together, removing the FA-18's famous Hornet style landing gear that gave it its name, the FA-18 Hornet. Considering its size, I'm not too worried about this small imperfection though, and I'm still very impressed by this model. I think it's quite an interesting comparison when you put this model next to the biggest 400 scale aircraft I own, the mighty Antonov An-225. It really shows you just how small this FA-18 really is. 3D Design Deck have also made a F-35 that looks great as well, if that's more of your taste. Now let's talk a bit more about the brand 3D Design Deck. The company was founded in 2023 by a young man named Demetri and is based in Canada. Together with his wife, he slowly grew his brand, making more and more different models and also always improving on the quality. The main goal of 3D Design Deck isn't to make as big of a profit as possible, but to create models that the community is asking for, even if it isn't the most popular airline they are demanding. We see this in 3D Design Deck's model catalog. There is something for almost every collector out there, with some of the most unique airlines I have ever seen made as a model. There are also some very cool aircrafts they have made and are still making, like the very famous B-2 Spirit bomber. The models are always very limited, so you need to be quick when buying from them. What makes the models even better is their low price point. Most models retail for around $30 to $40, making them very affordable. Currently, Demetri and his wife are working on some more exciting models. They're planning on making some interactive models, as well as some add-ons for existing models. Personally, I'm very excited to see what they will come up with in the coming years. I firmly believe that 3D printing is the future of model airplanes, and 3D Design Deck are the front runners in this segment. Don't get me wrong, I don't want die-cast models to go away. It's still the way to go for larger aircraft, but when it comes to smaller airplanes, there is no doubt in my mind that 3D printing is the way to go. I'll link you their website down below in the description so you can check out their models for yourself. I also want to thank the 3D Design Deck team for helping me make this video possible. They're some truly amazing people. With all of that said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something today, and if you're in the mood for another video, maybe you'll like one of these ones too. Until next time, goodbye aviators!